Hi, I am Shanita Robertson, the author of My 7 Steps to Forgiveness After Hurt. Today I have here with me on my very first podcast episode, Miss Howanda Yarber.
Hey.
And I'm excited, nervous, but super excited for just great conversation today. Just really connecting with an old friend and just catching up and then just sharing with the world, our experiences, right?
Yeah.
So I'll share with you guys like how I met Howanda. We first met at a daycare center. We were both working at a daycare center where I got a chance to experience her. I got a chance to work with her. Very passionate person, very patient, caring. We definitely connected on a spiritual level. She became my sister in Christ. We prayed together. Just really enjoyed each other's company. As time went by, we went off into our own different paths. As moms and wives and just women in ministry and all that good stuff, we just begin to go off into our own paths and just our own journeys. However, God has connected us back here together, and yeah, I'm excited to catch up and see what's been going on lately.
Well, I'd just like to say a little bit about this lady. She downplaying herself a bit. When I met her, she was actually the director of the daycare. We weren't just like working together, so she was already a boss then. So I do just want to express that, and I seen her and who she was spiritually then, and like she said, we spent moments there, laying a spiritual foundation even for the kids, so spend time praying for meals and praying when the kids was laying down, and just praying, having a spiritual experience within regular work. That's how I experienced her.
What you say, getting to be who you are. We had the opportunity to just do what we do naturally inside of the daycare. So
absolutely,
we had that experience to be able to do that.
And she offered that because of who she is spiritually. So I felt like I was open to worship and pray and be who I naturally was. So.
Yeah, and I would like the days when I would, have to connect with you and say, hey, Howanda, would you pray for me? Or let's pray. And I remember when you came in the office, as a matter of fact, remember when you came in the office one day and you began to tell me, you pulled out the Bible, you was telling me about how we're the body. And you talked about the different parts of the body and how even in the daycare, us as teachers, how we
many members in one body, we all work together. Yes,
I remember that. I just thought about it, so I remember that, and it stuck with me. So
yeah, I even felt something when you said it. So yes, to God be the glory.
yes. And so let me tell you, like how well, I've told you this, but let me say it again to you. So how I got to asking you or inviting you on my very, very first episode. I was in prayer and I was asking God, who would I interview? Who's my first person to interview? And He led me to you through your Facebook page. And so as I was on Facebook, when I think it was the very next day after praying, asking Him, I was on Facebook and you posted almost the title of my book. And I'm looking, I'm like, okay. And God said, her. He said, her. And I'm like, Howanda, Lord? He said, her. I said, okay. And so then you posted again. And the next post really confirmed. So then I started going through your page and I started looking at the different things that you would post throughout, just throughout the day, or, times where you would post. And I'm like, wow, every time I saw a post, I'm like, it let me know it was confirmation. And so, we always say we're going to do something, and we wait for that right time or when we ready, and it's never really
a right
time, and we'll never be perfect enough. You know what I mean? Always critiquing ourselves or whatever. So I was like, you know what? I've been saying I want to do this podcast, and so I decided I'm just going to do it just now. like I just got to do it. Now is the time.
Mm-hmm.
Ready or not, now is the time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I reached out to you.
Yeah.
And I told you, I said, hey, you know, God told me that, you know, you're my person that I'm supposed to interview. And lo and behold, you say, I just released one of my journals, and the name of it is From Glory to Glory.
Wow.
From Glory to Glory. That is my name that I go by. Glory to Glory. And so even with, you know,
wow.
expressing, you know, that to me, I was like blown away, you know. And so I'm excited for, you know, what God is going to do even here just in conversation, how it's going to bless, you know, just each one of us. We're going to be blessed. And then those that are listening, and those that, you know, that need to hear what we have to say, and just be an encouragement. So that's really the whole point of this, is to encourage women, you know, build them up, and be a support. Let women know, you know, you have a support system through your process, your journey of healing.
Your title is Powerful Alone. So, and my prayer is that many, many, many lives be changed and touched through your book. And I pray and I speak to your book right now that it would be global. It's global. It's not national or just for one location. It's not just for Madison or different cities. It's global. It's for the world. And it's going to do just what it did for you.
I have a business, and the name of it is Global Journey.
See,
Logistics.
you see
Yeah. So I'm listening to you, and it's always connected.
Yes.
Wow. So tell me this: when I reached out to you, and you was like, the name of your journal is From Glory to Glory, and I'm listening to you. But can you share like what you say that it means to you, from glory to glory? What does that mean to you?
First of all, it was just a feeling I got all over my body, which was confirmation for me too. And it went back to how we can be confused in, you know, our interactions, or why we think we're in somebody's life, you know. So when we going back all the way to the beginning of how we met, you know, we were at the daycare. However, something spiritual was supposed to be happening. And the title of the journal, I picked that, and it resonated so much. And then when I kept seeing it, because it hit my spirit when I got the title for the book, and then it would just like, I would see your name, and it would just like hit like the connection, and like, wow, I can't believe that there's more connection, because that's what it is. There's more connection. Yes. So the meaning for that journal, which is From Glory to Glory, is to talk about what you learn about yourself after you get out of blame and shame and pointing fingers at others. So what did you learn about yourself? So that's how you get from glory to glory, where you turning away from pointing the fingers at everybody else, and what could you see in you? What are those things that you're learning about yourself, even though they ain't pretty, you know?
Come on.
Can you tell the truth about yourself, you know? Because I know I found out that see, I'm going to get that frame of thought right. I found out that I was possessive throughout 2 marriages. That's how I showed up, and because of the daddy-less daughter syndrome.
Come on.
So that was only the natural aspect of it. But when I sat in the spiritual realm, when I got by myself and stopped blaming and shaming, the spirit was able to reveal to me.
Come on.
He told me I was possessive. I showed up as my father in both of my marriages. So it don't account to whatever they did. I'm talking about me.
That's right.
Me. So that's
right.
where it leads you right back to you.
That's right. So then when you begin to deal with you, when God show you, or show us, and show me, and you either choose to acknowledge it, so that you can begin to deal with it, so that God can begin to heal you, so that the healing journey can begin. And so when he showed you that you were possessive, how did you take that?
I had to go look it up to tell you the truth, because it's like, you know, if you are spiritual or anything, it was like the voice in my ear, possessive. I'm like, what? I'm possessive? I've heard the word many times. I had to go look it up about myself.
Yeah,
though,
yeah. I know that's right. Yeah.
Like, what you say?
Yeah, yeah.
And I just had to surrender to it because, hey, that was me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that was me letting go of blame. I let go of blame so much, I called my ex and I said, I apologize.
Come on.
Because ain't no blame. I don't care how they showed up. Real growth comes when we can see where we went. Because it's two parts to a story, either way it goes, regardless of what.
Mm-hmm.
Your power come back when you, that's how you take your power back, when you let go of blame.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. So how did he take that when you apologized? Was it like, wow, you know?
Yeah,
like,
so that's how I feel like it was. It was just like, wow, thank you.
Good. I like that. So that was really just, asking for forgiveness.
Yeah, and I didn't really care how their response was. I really did that for me.
Right. You knew you had to do it. It's something that you needed to do for you, for yourself.
Still, for me. You see how it goes back to us once we grow up. I ain't blaming nobody for nothing.
That's right.
It's me 100% of the time.
That's right.
Because we can't be responsible for nobody else.
For ourselves. I like that. Wow. So even in that level, just that lesson right there, you went from glory to glory.
Come on.
And just that lesson right there.
Come on.
And we always going from glory to glory in every experience. If we choose to, when God show us,
it's a choice.
When He show us, if we want to go from there to the next level, to the next phase, to dealing with the next thing that God want to do, Lord, I'm open. Heal me. I'm open. Take this from me, Lord. I'm open. Whatever it is that you want to do it. We have to be open to do it so that we can keep going from glory. It's not just a one phase, one stop. It's continuously.
So what I just got from victim to victorious, get out of victim mode, what somebody did to you, and know that they did it for you. It happened for you. It's for your good.
That's right.
No matter what it is, it happened for you, not to you.
Yes. It took me a long time to get out of victim mode, first of all, because for a very long time I was a victim. Of my circumstance, of what, people that I love, how they hurt me, what they done to me. I was a victim for such a long time. And then God revealed to me that you don't have to be it anymore. What a person done to you or your experience may have been wrong, but I'm a healer, and today I want to heal you. Today I want to start your healing process. Today I want to start your delivering process, if you will yield to it. And so I had to yield to it, and I began to yield to it, and still every day, if I don't pause it, the process, it continues to go every day. He's healing me every day. He's showing me every day. Is something else that has to come out every day.
Yes.
Every day. So, that's good. Glory. I like that. Let's see.
It sounds like to me the way you summed it up is it's still the way you described it. It reflected right back to you too. So I just feel like that's where our power comes,
Absolutely.
That's where our power lies.
And so let me tell you, even this reminded me of, I remember going to God about a situation. It was actually my marriage. And I felt wrong, oh, they did this, they did that. And, or he did this, and, whatever he was out there doing, whatever the case may be. Oh, he betrayed me, and God said, you betrayed me. Everything that I would say and point out, that
he was pointing right back at you.
He pointed it right back to me. And so that's what God was showing me, that I want to deal with you. I want to deal with you. That's my son. I'll deal with him in private, but I want to deal with you in private, because there's a place that I'm trying to get you to, and it's from glory to glory.
And you gonna never see it as long as your eyes is on something else.
That's right.
You gonna continue to miss it as long as you keep pointing fingers at everybody else.
That's right. That's right. Or if I keep wanting God to, well, get him for what he did and get. I said no. Let it go. Blame. That's what you started out with. Blame. He said once you get out of the blame and the shame, and now you can begin.
And guilt too. See, they all three of them go together. Blame, shame, and guilt. We want to be free. We gotta forgive. We need to forgive. Some of us need to forgive ourselves too, not just others. Forgive ourselves.
I had to definitely forgive myself.
Face our fears. Let go of guilt, shame.
Absolutely. How do you do something like that? It can be so hard. Can you just share like something that was really hard for you, an experience that was really hard for you, but you was able to overcome, the guilt, the shame?
What really actually helped me was to actually have compassion. When I stopped, all it took for me to do is take my eyes off of blaming somebody one time, and he showed me. He let me know that we all going through something. So to just have compassion, and some hurt people. So when your vibrations is so low, you can't see nothing else. When you begin to heal and you start that healing process, you can see light. And the more you heal, the more light you can see. This is how you go to glory, from glory to glory too, when you address your own stuff. When you go back, because we were pure at the beginning before any trauma hit. You feel me? That's what shaped and molded us to right now. However, those things don't define who we are.
Right.
We still need healing though. So we need to go back to those things so we can get back to where we are, so we can create from a clean slate. Because we can.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because we can.
And he tell us that we can.
Yes, because we can. Because we deserve to.
Oh yeah, definitely. So when you say from hurt to hurt, hurt people. One of the 7 steps in my book is see it from their eyes.
Yes, because heal people can heal people too. So we want to focus on that, but heal people can heal people. So that's what your book will produce, more healing, because you got your healing now. Wow. So heal people. You feel me? Come on. See how my girl look.
That's what I'm talking about, Howanda. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, absolutely. And so I talk about too how, see it from their eyes. The person that may have offended you, the person that you had this bad experience with or this encounter with. See it from their eyes.
They only deflecting.
Yeah.
They only deflecting. That's how they feel about themselves. They don't even know you enough to say those things about you. So stop taking everything personal. It ain't about you and it's all about you. You feel me?
Come on.
You can get that all in one.
It ain't about you and it's all about you. I like that, Howanda. I like that. Yeah. So now let's talk about, we're on this healing journey. Would you say you still on your healing journey?
Absolutely.
I would definitely say I'm on my healing journey. And has it been, is it easy for you?
No, my favorite line is "It hurts so good."
Oh, I like that. It hurts so good.
It hurts so good.
What does that mean?
It means that the process of healing don't feel good, however, it's for my good. So it hurts so good. I ain't running from it no more. I'm facing it because it's for my good. It hurts so good.
I remember telling God, because like you said, it hurts so good, and sometimes that pain is extremely painful. It's extremely painful.
But that's growing pain, so it's different. It's different when your vibrations is raised when you're going through. You see how you could tell yourself a different story about how you growing through instead of what you going through.
And I remember telling God, He called me to this process. I'm ready to deliver you. I'm ready to heal you. And I surrendered to it. And I just remember telling God, because I've been on this journey with him, since I was like, 20 something, early 20s, just surrendering to God. And so he's always had to, deliver and heal. But I remember telling him, doing the, things that I write about in my book. I remember telling him, throughout the pain, I was like, we've been here before. We've been here before. And that helped comfort me through the hurt and the pain, because I remember times when, I was hurting and God was here. He was with me. You know, I can remember going to sleep one night. Well, I didn't even know I was going to fall asleep. But I was laying on the couch and I was hurting so bad, heart just hurting. I'm just in the midst of it. And I just reached out my hand and I was like, Lord, grab my hand. And can I tell you, like, I literally felt God. I felt him grab my hand. And I felt, and I was like, wow. That's how I remember, wow, because I was waking up. He put me in the sleep. His peace, the peace of God just overtook me, and just, I was asleep. I just remember waking up, and when I woke up, I couldn't forget that, wow, I was just crying so bad. And I had my hand up, asking him to, you know, just grab my hand, Lord. The pain was so, like, it hurted so bad. So it's not easy. It hurts. But for me, my comfort in going through this healing process and this journey is that, God, we've been here before. You with me. As long as I got him with me, I'm good.
See, and then you got experience now. That's all we have to do is let wisdom tap in. You know, we be so afraid of the unknown that we forget what we learned and the tools that we gained along the way. You ain't by yourself, first of all, and then you equipped. That experience, your life experience gave you that, and can't nobody take it away.
Absolutely. So, you know, we both can say that this healing journey it hurts so good. I like that. It hurts so good. While you're on this journey, how have you used what you have experienced to help others?
I give it to my kids first. Everything I learned. So, I actually been doing a whole lot of healing work on myself. I actually went back to within that homelessness that I went through. I went back to Tennessee. I thought I was supposed to move there. I know I was going there to handle my past childhood trauma. However, I thought I was supposed to move there. I didn't need to move there to go do that. But what I went back and did was I went and told my grandmother I forgive her for not protecting me the way I felt, you know, that she should. And I called my cousins and I told them I forgive them for whatever they did. So I actually put myself in those, you know, out there to, you know, be the one to take the stand for our family, you know.
Wow. See, I actually had to call my cousin and, you know, tell him that I forgive you for what you did to me as well, you know. So I can definitely relate to, you know, calling different people and saying, hey, I forgive you.
But you asked me about for everybody else, and when I did that, I didn't just go for healing for me. When I asked about how to address it, and the way he gave me to address it would offer healing for them if they wanted it. So I just simply said, forgive me, and if they said for what, that opens the door for you know, for them for healing too.
Wow, which leads me to this. Wow. So when God had called me, because I would have never done it on my own, God set me up to confront my cousin. And I didn't even know it was time to deal with it. That's how much of a surprise and a shock it was to me. But he placed me there, and that's when God said, you know, say something. I did it. I did it. I went home, and God wouldn't even let me. I started going home, driving home a couple hours away. By the time I got in my area, I had to pull over at a Wendy's. God said, call him now. He had me to call back. Call. You may have just left that place,
but you ain't getting away.
Yeah, you didn't deal with it now. I was like, okay. So I called, and I told him, I said, I forgive you. And he said, thank you. I said, what am I saying I forgive you for? And he told me.
That was powerful.
Very powerful.
Wow.
He told me. He said, what, you know, he knew, you know, what it was. He said, for what I did to you when you were younger. And he began to say, he said, I've been praying to God that he would give me the opportunity to fix it, to right my wrongs. To everybody that I've wronged, he said, I've been asking God. He said, I know God is good. He's been waiting for this call. Wow. He's been waiting. Wow. So when God put me in that place,
it was time.
It was his prayer as well.
Yes, he
like
did.
God, I want.
He manifested that.
Yeah, like God, I want to fix it. I want to fix it. And so,
wow,
he began to tell me his story. So it's hurt people, hurt people.
Come on.
And
that's why we can have compassion. That's why we can stop making others wrong. That's why we can literally send out more love. That's why we can love each other. Because serious.
Yes. And when I'm listening to him, and he began to tell me how he was treated as a boy and molested and by his stepfather, and he just began to speak, and I'm crying for this little boy on the inside of him, you know. And so when you said, you know, when they say for what, I asked him, do you know why I'm saying this to you? Do you know why I'm saying I forgive you? Immediately he said, I do. I know why. He said, for what I did to you. You know? And so even when God is calling us to that place of healing and deliverance, he's with us. He won't just push us out on a limb and leave us dry. But even when I had to confront my cousin, it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. And actually, I felt I had needed a family member there with me to do it. And God made it to where she couldn't even be there.
We make excuses.
He made it to where she couldn't even be there. So because she had left, I left. And I'm like, oh yeah, so I ran from it because I wasn't going to do it without her. But God made a way for He made a way for me to have to deal with that.
He didn't let you abort the assignment.
Because guess what? This is another thing.
Life dependent.
Mine's and his.
Yes.
And his.
Yes.
And his life depended on it. And he was actually praying for the opportunity to say, now he'd already made his peace with God. Lord, I'm sorry. Lord, forgive me for what I've done. He's already gone his healing journey, which is very painful. And he had to come in and he had to face me, you know. And he asked God if he can have the opportunity, you know, to face others that he's done wrong to. And that's how I believe God will give you that opportunity. But if he don't, just know that, you know, God knows your heart and he knows the sincerity of your heart and repentance. And so you've already been forgiven.
Exactly.
You've already been forgiven. That man ended that phone call with, I love you.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yeah. So on this journey, it is hard.
It's a soul. That's a soul. You feel me? That's how I look at our people. We souls. You know, how do you get to just look over?
Yeah.
Brush off a soul.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. What's that song, Reckless Love, where he leaves the 99 to go chase after the one, that one soul.
Yeah, I don't want none of us to be left behind.
For me, my book has been one of the outlets. One of my outlets to, you know, to get it out. What has been your outlet? How have you shared your experiences, your trauma, the things that you went through? How have you shared it, or how do you? Because I feel like we don't go through for ourselves, you know. And even when we do go through, whether we cause it or, you know, somebody else, there's a story. A lesson. Somebody needs to hear it. Somebody can be helped by it, be blessed by it, be encouraged by it. We can even stop some things, you know. Maybe somebody, you know, thinking of doing something. It's like, nah, like, wow, now that I hear it like that, or I heard her story, I don't want to do that. You know, in a good way, we can stop, you know, somebody from doing something wrong to somebody in a, you know, in a good way.
Yeah, you're making a lot of sense, because I believe that's even where my children's books, the books that I first wrote, I feel like those came from my past trauma. So I went through that, so I don't want nobody else to go through it. You feel me? So all of it is about healing. It's connected, you know.
Now, I bought you 2 books for my grandson, but can you, absolutely, I sure did, and got it sent to Texas, and it's still at my house in Texas, so he don't have it here in Wisconsin, but I'll get it back to him. But I definitely got your books for him, of course, definitely. So,
I can't wait to get yours.
What's the name, I want you to say the name of your 2 books, your 2 children books, because I just asked the question, I said, what was your outlet? And when I said that, with putting ourselves and our stories out there, we can possibly stop it from happening to the next person, which it really led to your book. So what's the name of your 2 books?
I'll give you the first one because it does bring prevention. That's Yes Touch, No Touch. So that talks about appropriate touches and everybody having the rights to their own body, and talking about always telling. And the other children's book is called Children's Book of Short Prayers. So there in that book it has much gratitude to show us how to be grateful. And then there's other prayers, but that book is to promote a personal relationship outside of your mother, father, grandmother, church, religion, and everything else. So that book is for the youngest kid possible to have a connection and know that they can talk to God just the way Shanita and I are talking right now at the youngest age possible.
That's right, at a young age, which is good. And we know because, again, back in the daycare, young kids praying. I mean, just even seeing God just use and work and talk through the kids, And I know I've experienced it countless of times, like seeing God just move just through kids, and even with us just, praying with them, praying with them and setting that foundation, like, definitely works. Good. So your outlet has been books. What other ways have you, just been able to just get yourself out there to, help others or do,
Me, I'm always sharing. One thing about religion, I could say, if I speak about religion, that taught me to be an open book, like to really not hide nothing. So I always carried that mentality. However, I'm not so big and religious, it's more spiritual now. However, I do take that, and that has helped me.
To share, you share.
Yes, I just share. I just feel like my life is not my own. That's just really what it is. I took that from that everything that I went through is for somebody else, for me to help somebody else.
Have you had someone, because sometimes we'll never know the impact that we had on a person's life, and then sometimes we would. Have you ever had somebody to come to you and just express to you like how much you have blessed them, and their gratitude for just even, how you could just something small, you think it's small, but it was something that really tremendously blessed the next person? Have you ever had somebody come to you and just tell you how you just blessed them, and you're like, whoa, you didn't even try to, but you did it?
I feel like I've gotten like messages on Facebook, random people to message me and say that I inspire them and stuff like that, and I think that's just from watching from a distance, and that's even when I was more into the clothing business, nothing even about anything that I have going on right now, just watching from afar and say, hey, I inspire them just from them watching from afar.
One of the things I can say is, like, when I think of you, I think of you being a mother, right? And at the time, like your kid's big. I just asked you, I said, how old are your kids? How old is your baby boy? Is he grown yet? Like six more months. But I just remember, when they were smaller, and even then, you were so patient with them. Your patience with them. Your oldest daughter, patient.
Yes.
Firm but patient with them. I never forgot that. Even with your son, giving you the flux then, but you was definitely patient, a loving person, loving mother. Like I don't forget that. Your mannerism with them, if you had to get on them, you had to get on them.
Yes.
However, like just even how you dealt with them, and even if it's somebody, you taught me this too. I remember where people could be labeling you as something, one thing, and it's not good. I saw you counteract that and say, no, you're not that. The kids are not this, or you're not that, you call us who God calls us. I remember that. I don't want to give details of, that's why I'm saying it the way I'm saying, but I just remember, others were saying things this way, and you were saying no. So you were seeing it the way God was seeing it. You was doing this a long time ago, and you refused. I remember you refused to give up and give in to what the enemy would say your children are. Never. I've never seen you give in to that. And I really, really like that. So I know, like, you shared with your kids. I know you're giving and pouring out to your kids so much. I'm that type of person too. Our children, our home is our first ministry. It's our first ministry. And so I know you're an awesome mom. I know that from, seeing you just face to face, up front. I got an up front view of that. And then also having that mothering and nurturing with the kids in the daycare that weren't even yours, how you took them under you. And even the staff. See, I was the director, but the staff, they liked you more because you were able to, you see it for, from a different aspect at times. Sometimes I have to be the boss and run things. You seen it from a different aspect of it, which is, it was really good.
We complimented each other.
Yeah. And you came with that, hey, we the body, okay? This member and this member and this member, we all make up one. I was like, okay. When you came at me like that, I was like, okay, I got it. So, yeah, so God is good.
Yes, He is. I'm so excited, and I'm excited about your book. I can't wait for the world to have it in their hands. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of your growth, your perseverance, who you stand for as a woman and as a mom and a woman of God, because I got to see all of it. Like you said, everything ain't been beautiful. However, I'm grateful for all that I've seen, and I'm grateful and thankful that I've been a part of your life, that we have been connected, and we are doing what we're supposed to do right now.
That's right. I definitely believe that. But it's definitely been a pleasure. I'm still just blown away how God, like, He put things together. You know what I mean?
He do. Look at Him. He's so awesome.
His divine purpose, His divine will, His plan. We don't know. So I'm here in town, and my plan was to only be here for one day. It's going on, almost a week.
Wow.
And so I'm not released until I do this.
Exactly.
And I had no idea that I was going to, right now, this was the time that I was supposed to do it. And I felt that push from God, like, I said, okay, ready or not, I got to do this.
Yes.
Ready
you see,
or
I
not.
text you that ready or not, here we come.
Yes. I said, I got to do this. I'm so grateful to God, though. And even still with us just, sitting here having a conversation, we don't know the purpose of it. So He's, I'm calling you to this. Mm-hmm. I'm calling you to start. I'm calling you to do it. Mm-hmm. But we really don't know the impact. And the lives that'll be changed.
I felt it this morning.
Yes. We don't know.
Oh, yeah, we can't even comprehend. So that's what I felt like. You can't even comprehend. Like,
yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. So I'm grateful. I'm so glad that, I'm definitely, glad and proud of you as well. Because, when I went on Amazon and looking up your book and then the journal, and I was like, whoa.
You see?
Girl, you got 6 books up there. You got 2 children's books. You got 4 journals. And even just the names of the different journals. Can you tell us your names? I was blown away. I was like, wow.
The first journal is From Baby to Amazing, because, like I said, I want to leave nobody out. And that's a guided journal so that you can use with your smallest kid. Mm-hmm. And it's called a guided journal because, hey, you help them with it. They may not be able to explain to you they feeling sad or hungry. So you can walk through it and there's expression faces. And then they can draw a picture. So they get their stuff out as they go. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't get to do that.
That's
we didn't get to do that. That's so
right.
important. So they can start unpacking already as they going through. So that's why I start with the youngest kid possible. So that one is From Baby to Amazing. And then it's from boy to man, even though that was the first one I got. The Spirit gave me that one first and then told me to get the formula from it for my son. So I called him and told him to give me how to do the inside of it. And then after that, they just start coming one after the next. So it was from boy to man, and that one is dedicated to him. And then girl to woman is dedicated to my daughter, Kiara. And from woman to women is dedicated to my oldest daughter. And then from man to men is dedicated to my friend. And then I had from glory to glory, because they are like stages. So when from man to man and girl to woman, that's like you writing your testimony. No, from boy to man, it's like singular. So that's you writing your story. And girl to woman. But when you get from woman to women and man to men, that's you actually reaching out. You admitting your story. You have, elevated and telling your story to where you admit your stuff, and now you can help somebody else. And then the next one is the from glory to glory, because you get it now. You can see your stuff clearly. You ain't blaming nobody else. All of that part is gone now, and you can actually go from glory to glory, because ain't no more pointing no fingers. I'm learning about myself. What make me uncomfortable, when I don't know, I'm going to sit with me until I find out what it is. I'm
going to sit with me until I find out.
Because that's why we packing so much stuff down, and we doing so much. We busybodies, because we running from ourselves. We don't want to sit with ourselves.
Wow. Okay. Which leads me back to this. I didn't plan on saying this, but you said busybody. We was at the daycare one day, and you said, do you feel like you have ADD or something? You remember? I was like, no. He was like, I watched you. And you was like, you run back and forth. You never sit down. You said busy about it. You just busy. You are regular. And I laughed so hard, because every day, day in, day out, that's what I was doing. And so, how about physically?
You busted me out, because I don't remember telling you.
You was right. You was right, though. You was right. You was like, yeah. You was like, so I was watching you, and you said, yeah, you act like my son. You won't stand still. Your son was young. Then he's like, you won't stand still. And so it's this busybody just running back and forth. And what you say, we won't stop to deal with me.
Yes, exactly.
Right? And that's what it was.
So far away from us.
Yes, and that's what it was. So the outer may have looked, up to par, but it was the inner. And so it gets so bad, it seeped out to where my physical began to tell what was going on spiritually on the inside. So God hadn't yielded and stopped to deal with me yet during that time. You spoke about it, but you didn't know that you was speaking.
Tapping in. Yeah. That's what I was doing, watching.
Yeah. You was like, you said, I watch you go from here to there, and like you never sit down. And that was true. But it was the spirit telling them, the physical telling on my spirit, it's time to sit down and deal with me. It was time to sit down and deal with me. And sure enough, I would say,
because you was doing everything. I feel like you were doing everything to find you. So it's just a whole lot of, lot of nothing. That's what we want to say. A whole lot of nothing. Because all you got to do is sit with you when you get in that quiet place, then you can hear.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you reminded me of that. And what about this journal that you just told me about today? How you didn't want to leave anybody behind. You ain't named that one.
Wow, I didn't. And then there's also another one that I did skip. That one is I am not who they say I am. So you get to affirm your life with that one. If you're not who they say you are, who are you then? So that I have that one. And then the No One Left Behind journal, I actually created that one because in my heart, that's just really my desire to not leave anybody behind. So with all of those journals being created, and I was thinking about people that were non-speaking and have disabilities, that need to get their feelings out too.
Come on.
So I just didn't stop there. I actually got to work and got that journal created, so everybody's included. No one is left behind.
Wow. Howanda, you are amazing. When God told me it was you, I was like, yes, I knew you. Like, I just knew, like, first of all, like I said, I know you spiritually. We got a chance to connect spiritually. So always been an awesome woman of God. Always been growing, and not afraid to share your experience with me. And so I'm so grateful to God that you said yes. I told you, I said, hey, God said, and you have to still say yes. So you said yes, and that you would, come on and share and just have a conversation with me. And I'm sure you even encouraged me. He's like, no fear, like we get to do what we do, So you have helped me so much, even with just, this is the beginning.
Yes.
This is the birthing of a new thing that God has been speaking to me about. And so I'm so grateful to God that He started the foundation off with you.
I'm grateful.
I don't take that lightly at all.
Honored.
Yeah, I don't take it lightly at all. I'm so grateful. I couldn't have thought of nobody else better. So I'm grateful. I really am grateful. Thank you so much, so much from the bottom of my heart for being a support and saying yes.
Yes, it's been a pleasure. I'm so glad you chose me. I'm so glad you was obedient to the Spirit, God. And then because of your obedience, we just say to God be the glory. To Yahweh be the glory.
Yes, to God be the glory. Thank you. Well, we're going to wrap it up, but definitely this is not our last time, because guess what? You're going to invite me on yours.
Yes, energy.
It's plenty work to do, right?
Yes.
Plenty work to do. And so yeah,
I'm going to visit her in Texas too. Don't play.
Absolutely. All right. So, I
can't wait to get my copy. Go get yours.
Actually, you can have this copy. I'm gonna sign it for you.
Look at that. See, blessings.
I'm gonna sign it, and you can actually have this copy.
Oh my goodness.
And so, did I just encourage others? Like, if you just wanna, I would love to share with you my 7 steps of forgiveness after hurt. It's been a blessing to be able to pour out what I have experienced, and to share with others. And I pray that, take a look. Open up my book, take a look. And
this is the beginning of your new life. Don't postpone it.
Well, thank you, Howanda, so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.